The state, the condition of education in the United States is most unfortunate indeed. My mother was a school teacher or a teaching assistant for many years, so she has firsthand experience with the current condition of the school systems of this country. And I said perhaps in some areas students are excelling, perhaps some schools are well funded or teach a wide variety of subjects and give students a proper education, but sadly that is not the case everywhere. There are many areas where education is sadly lacking, where students are not properly learning, where teachers are not well paid, where classrooms and schools are not properly funded. So I have much to say about education. This may take several minutes, but I do hope that everyone shall listen to it. And first, I would like to say that public education is very important. I have nothing against private education, but we still need public education for students who are not able to afford private education. And of course, I believe that all school officials should be well paid for what they do, so that because teachers need to make a living also, they should not be forced to scrape by just to survive. And teachers most certainly should not be spending their own money on classroom supplies. All classrooms and schools should be well stocked with any supplies that the teachers or students could realistically need. And I very much believe that a good way to provide further money for education is to take money away from the military and the police. Because what is more important to our country? Military and police or schools? I think we all know the answer to that question. And also, I very, very heavily believe that students need to learn a wide variety of subjects: science, history, math, art. We obviously need certain subjects need to be taught because of how they generally help your brain. Like, not every student may be using math, but they definitely need to learn math to help exercise their brains. And every student, I believe that all schools should teach essential skills like balancing writing checks, balancing a budget, simple home economics and finances. And I think some schools should teach how to, some people may say only specialty schools, students maybe can learn how cooking and similar subjects in their own time. But no, I think schools should provide proper classes on cooking and food preparation. And I also believe that students need to learn history, all aspects of it, not just the positive, but the negatives. Like, I am well aware of the negative aspects of my country, but that didn't traumatize me. That simply motivated me to do better, to help out other people in society, to improve society. That is what it did to me. Yes, I can be proud of my country while still acknowledging its faults, and I can acknowledge its faults and realize that those do not reflect upon me personally, but I can still help out other people. And of course, I believe that physical education is very important also. Students absolutely need to be physically active. They need gym class with a wide variety of different sports and games to play. And of course, any student who wishes to abstain from a certain sport should be allowed to. They should not be pressured into playing games that they do not wish to play, or shamed for choosing to abstain. And of course, while I'm on the subject of students having their own personal preferences, I very much believe that a one-size-fits-all curriculum does not work. Every student is different, so every student needs to have their own personalized curriculum, specifically tailored to their own strengths and weaknesses. And of course, in that same vein, we need to have a higher ratio of teachers to students, smaller class sizes. One teacher for 20 to 30 students does not work because the teacher does not have time to form a close connection with each student. I would say maybe 2 teachers for a classroom of 10 to 12 students makes much more sense. And one other very important thing that I do feel I need to mention. I believe that all students should be taught self-defense in school. This should be a standard part of every student's curriculum. Every student should be taught how to physically defend themselves if they are ever in a situation in which another person attacks them or threatens them. But of course, going hand in hand with that, every student needs to learn de-escalation techniques and peaceful resolution to tense situations. Students need to learn when to fight and when not to fight. So yes, every student from a young age should learn how to recognize an aggressive or an intense situation and how to de-escalate it peacefully. And only if they cannot de-escalate peacefully, then should they be taught to implement the self-defense lessons that they have learned. But yes, that is how I feel about the state of education. I'm certain that I may have more to say at some point, but I believe I have said quite a sufficient amount now, so I definitely would like to hear what everyone else has to say about this, so please let me know what you think. Thank you very much for listening.